I think we'll have a recession. Like I said, it's manufactured. It's manufactured.
Well, Trump has a massive issue, despite his administration still trying to laugh it off.
You're sure nobody here at the White House shorted the Dow?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Watching Trump melt down and the Republicans break their backs trying to justify these tariffs almost makes up for the fact that I'm probably never going to get to retire.
I mean, the lack of any thought about this, David, is stunning.
Because these idiots actually thought the tariffs would be good for the economy. Despite Caroline Leavitt trying to laugh off the fact that the markets are crashing, we are now officially in the worse than Biden era. The Dow Jones average is now officially 300 points lower than it was before the election. And listen, I know stocks and charts aren't exactly fun to look at, but these people are betting that the average person isn't aware of the Dow's recent history, and a lack of understanding allows them to get on national television and just lie. Tell people that somehow the economy is doing better under Trump than it ever did under Biden, and that these markets that are receding further than Stephen Miller's hairline is somehow due to economic policies that Biden made.
You against that?
All right, let's talk about what that looks like, because this is on the heels of having a tough stock market appearance yesterday anyway. There's a lot of money in the stock market, so you could break it down for us. I mean, what are we looking at 2 days in a row of this, if that's the case today?
Well, it is true that investors do not like tariffs. They don't like tariff wars. They're nervous about it. There's no question about it. Trump will prevail here. And in the end of the day, there's no question that we're going to see a booming stock market under Trump. Look what happened in his first term, Harris. We had one of the strongest stock markets ever. So this is a temporary transition. We've inherited a god-awful mess from Joe Biden. The debt and the deficit are larger than they've ever been. We've got a big correction to take place here. And I think once we get through this, one other quick thing, we've got to make the Trump tax cuts permanent. So Congress, get going on that. Exactly. That will lower taxes on every business and family in America.
Right, the tax cuts they're going to pay for by getting rid of Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare. And on top of that, what do you mean tax cuts? Tariffs are taxes. We should stop calling them tariffs and just start calling them Trump taxes, because that's what they are. And the markets aren't as stupid as Fox News would like them to be. Even Jim Cramer, the financial version of Dr. Oz, is pointing out that things are not okay.
Vast confusion. No one knows. I mean, the automakers don't know what this is going to mean. The packaged goods companies don't know what it's mean when it comes from another country. There's no clarity whatsoever. Anyone who thinks that there's clarity is just completely wrong. They haven't given us anything. We don't know what we own, what we don't know. I mean, the lack of any thought about this, David, is stunning.
And that was from last week, after markets crashed like 4 days in a row from Trump doubling down on the tariffs. And so what does Mr. Art of the Deal business genius do? He triple downs. Markets today are down again after he tweeted this. Based on Ontario, Canada placing a 25% tariff on electricity coming to the United States, I have instructed my Secretary of Commerce to add an additional 25% tariff to 50% on all steel and aluminum coming into the United States from Canada. This will go into effect tomorrow morning, March 12th. If other egregious long-time tariffs are not likewise dropped by Canada, I will substantially increase on April 2nd the tariffs on cars coming into the United States, which will essentially permanently shut down the automobile manufacturing business in Canada. Those cars can easily be made in the United States. The only thing that makes sense is for Canada to become our cherished 51st state. Now, this isn't an economics channel, but I'm gonna take a guess in saying stuff like this about our biggest trading partner isn't exactly going to bode well for our economy. After this latest move by Trump, Jim Cramer continues his confusion, flat out saying that Trump is manufacturing this recession, that he might be playing with fire and trigger something that he cannot control. And the scariest thing about any of this is that Cramer says that we shouldn't be selling our stocks. We all know that Cramer is like the opposite of an oracle. If he's saying hold on tight while this whole thing settles down, well, that means that we are just beginning.
Not going to come down too much, but if we have a recession, banks are the worst stocks. I don't think we'll have a recession. Like I said, it's manufactured. It's manufactured.
Well, that doesn't mean there won't be. I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, no, manufactured can easily cause a recession. Absolutely. I'm not saying that manufactured means it's not going to happen.
Right.
I'm saying manufactured is that you can make it happen. And when you get angry and when you kind of lose your temper and you get mad instead of like the way Scheinbaum's handle it in Mexico, it gets people nervous and upset. They want the president to be a little happier. There's nothing wrong with being happy. You can be tough as nails and be happy. But right now it just feels like, we're going to just screw people have been screwing us for years, and we're going to fight back, which is true. It's absolutely true, but you got to explain it very calmly and empirically how we're being hurt by in Italy, how we're being hurt by Germany, and this is going to stop, and we're going to make it stop. And then don't scream at those countries. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work because they know that they can stand their ground. You tell them, look, I am going to scream at you. Help us, and we'll help you.
The process of retaliation is starting to come into full effect. We heard the comments yesterday from Canada about electricity taxes and Doug Ford. I'll gladly shut it off completely if I have to.
Smoot-Hawley, 60% increase in tariffs. There isn't anyone in any history book, and I know the president reads history, there isn't anyone in any history book that doesn't say that was a considered reason why we had the Great Depression. There isn't a soul who's ever said that. Look, go read Galbraith's book. It's really quick. It was a direct cause of the Depression, not the recession.
So it is playing with fire, you think?
Absolutely. But is it arson?
Meaning you can contain the blaze? Is that what you're...
meaning that you're doing it. Maybe it's deliberate.
Right.
And it doesn't make any sense.
I feel like John Oliver right now. I'm agreeing with Jim Cramer. What the hell is happening? This goblin trolling Wall Street has the right of it. People are scared and Trump is playing with fire, and I'm willing to say it is arson. He is trying to burn it all down. And as Scott Bessent says, this restructuring is an attempt to move from public to private. Best case scenario is that they're really just this stupid. Here's Caroline Levitt from earlier today, once again proving that they don't know what tariffs are.
He's going there today as he's proposing tax hikes in the form of tariffs.
And
I'm curious
for
why he's prioritizing that over the tax cuts.
He's actually not implementing tax hikes. Tariffs are a tax hike on foreign countries that, again, have been ripping us off. Tariffs are a tax cut for the American people.
I'm sorry, have you ever paid a tariff? Because I have.
They
don't get charged on foreign companies. They get charged on the importers.
And ultimately, when we have fair and balanced trade, which the American people have not seen in decades, as I said at the beginning, revenues will stay here, wages will go up, and our country will be made wealthy again. And I think it's insulting that you're trying to test my knowledge of economics and the decisions that this president has made. I'm now regret giving a question to the Associated Press.
She did not like that he pushed back on the fact that she doesn't understand what a tariff is. They are tax hikes. They're tax hikes on us Americans who import things. The importers pass those prices off to the retailers who pass those prices off to the consumers. It is a tax hike. Responses like this from the press secretary of the United States of America isn't exactly the remedy that's going to cool the markets. I'm Tony Hinderman with Really American, and I'll catch you next time.